All right, welcome back, Valheim Vikings. We are now going to get started on our buildings for all the merchants that we're going to do for the village. Now, I've kind of decided that I may not have enough room here, so what I'm going to do probably is go off to some other places nearby and build some of these concept buildings. But I wanted to stay here from where we left off last time, is that we were talking about the pathway, and we build a dock out here. There's a lot of big rocks there. I'm not sure if that's going to be the greatest place to put a dock, to be honest. But anyway, that's for another day. We're talking about the concept buildings, and once again, the list of buildings. Let me get that pulled up over here. That is some of the stuff we're going to be talking about doing. There's a butcher shop, a street vendor that has cooked items, a restaurant, a tavern that's going to be on another place. And what I'm going to be building right now is the fishmonger. And we need a place that we can put in 12 different fish. So that helps us decide the size of the building. That's the best thing I've come up with as a concept, is, if I've got 35 different things, I'm going to need a big building if I'm going to be showing these as like a merchant to sell them. That's the whole idea. And that's what happened with our foods, and that's what kind of started happening with the weapons and armor. That's why they've become two different places, because they're just so big. I haven't even gotten the list in those yet, but working on it. Fruits and veggies is something we can work with, so a little fruit stand. We call it a fruit stand. Well, I'll call it farmer's market. That's what I've been calling it. And that's kind of what I'm looking at doing now, is either the farmer's market or the fishmonger. And so what I'm thinking of doing is I want to put the fishmonger here, and then I'm not sure if it's a street vendor is better. I mean, not street vendor, the farmer's market, or the food vendor, the street. I don't know what to call him. Just the person that's going to sell these cooked items. So anyway, let's get started, and I want to show one and maybe two of these buildings if I can. I don't know. What I typically would start with is a log pole, and I'm going to put that kind of in the corner. And what do I mean missing requirement? I'm not supposed to have to need anything. There we go. I accidentally clicked the wrong button earlier. Okay, and then I like to do this because this keeps it in the right distance. And so we're going to put, actually we're going to use this shorter one this time. And I want to bring this up to where it's kind of a spot I can make a shelf out of it. So I'm going to bring it up about that much. It doesn't really matter exactly, because we're going to cover it in a moment. We're going to put the thing in. So this is what I've been building for my little street vendor, and I made a concept of this earlier, and it worked out real well. Actually, I think I only put 2 in there before. No, three's right. So, and then we'll put this over here. And hopefully, because we leveled the ground, those are going to be level. And now they're in line, so that's good. And then what we're going to be putting on top is some small, and you gotta love this new feature here. This is just the greatest feature. We can put them in the center or on the back or front. And I like to put it kind of here. I think that looks a little bit better. And we're just going to cover that real quick. And then for a roof and the back and everything, we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to make the pole here. larger poles here. We don't have to use smaller ones. Since we don't have to cut the wood. Well, you see, that's one of the things I don't really quite understand the best way to get Valheim to be better at that. You know, was I wrong? Nope. That's straight, so why is this not straight? I don't know. I just always get frustrated with that. I'm not the greatest builder, but you know, I can build better than that. My grandfather was a carpenter, and he would just that wouldn't be acceptable. Let's just put it that way. But we're going to put some 45-degree roof on this, or actually 26, I think, is what I'm going to put on here. And that helps cover it up. And we're just about done with our vendor thing. It really is pretty small. You could go ahead and build it out some more if you want to, but you know, you see there's where it missed. We just missed the pole completely. Well, I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to take that out and do it again because I just got to have a better pole than that. There's got to be a way that to get things more square, and I'm sure that the people that have had a lot more practice with this game than I have will know how to do that. I've got 1,000 hours in, or 1,000 days, sorry, and that's great, but I still haven't done a lot of building. I did a lot more fighting and stuff. So that's one of the reasons I want this. Now, it's kind of ugly, but it works. I mean, that's all you really need. I kind of like to have the back wall, and also that's a reason for the back wall is that we can have actually more things to show. So if we go ahead and build the back wall, and we don't have to build a floor because this is just a, you know, Fishmonger has on the side of the dock out here. You can make it as fancy as you want. Match up. But anyway, there you go. Now we'll just take that as our stall. Nice little open air stall. I kind of like having this, I think. If it's going to line up, then it looks more like we've got that going on. Okay, so now what are we going to put in here? Well, we're going to put in fish. And this is our basic stall that we're going to probably use for several of these buildings. We've got our street vendor that's going to sell things, foods. I'm thinking about putting an oven in there, so that's probably going to need a little bit bigger area. But for the fish, we have this, and we're going to use a lot of item stands. And you'll have to go in and practice that. But again, these are concept things, so I'm just going to put a couple in here like this. And then I'm going to also put these up here. Or actually, I'm going to use the wall ones up here. And I need them to be turned this way. And now, this is interesting. You can put display items up here. So now you've got vendors selling, I don't know, half a dozen things or a dozen things, however many you need. You can put them here, and depends on the size, and you can arrange them in different ways. So now we've got a lot of options to work with. So I'm just going to take a couple of fish and spawn them in here. Fish. And Okay, so now we've got a few fish that we can work with. And I'll just pick all these up. Okay, so now we come along here and put this on this item stand, and I usually just put that in number 8 and then put it there. And now you can start to see already just that quickly, well, that's pretty cool. It becomes a fishmonger stand. And then the fun part is you may have to be able to fly or whatever, but let's take this fish here and put him up here. And so now you can see very quickly we have a fishmonger. You want to make it nicer than that, obviously. You want to probably put, watch for the sizes and put them out. And you've got 10 or 12, you want to put in all of them. But you could do that, and then you can also doll it up just a little bit by putting in some of these shorter posts. Actually, I like this. I can put that in under here, and it kind of looks a little bit nicer. So anyway, that's the basic concept. Is it takes 4 by 2. That's the point that you want to think about. Is it takes 4 slots along the road, and it takes 2 squares into the back. That's all it really takes, and that's easy enough to get all of the fish in there. Okay, that's the fishmonger. And so I said I'd keep these videos to about 10 minutes, and that's what I've done here. So I'm going to call that done, and then we're going to come back in the next video. So you probably want to subscribe and click that bell so you'll know when these are going. Probably publish both of these today. So anyway, be sure you subscribe, because I'll be doing several videos. And I want to get this other one here, the street vendor. That's the one thing I'm kind of interested in trying, because I've done this one before, and it works well. You can put signs up in here too and tell what that is, and maybe even put a price on it. And we've talked about putting prices for all of the different fish and different items, and that's an interesting concept. We haven't decided we want to do that on the server, but this is showing, again, just conceptual art or conceptual layout, so we can know, oh, we're going to do something for fish. Well, we need a 4 by 2. That's the piece that's most important, because any plot of land, then you're going to come in here and go, oh, I need something that's 25 by 8. You want to put that next to this guy, it's going to look horrible. It's like putting a Home Depot next to Mom and Pop's coffee shop or something. I mean, it doesn't work. And so you want to have something that looks nice. And so probably here we want to get them just a little bit bigger, or about the same, a little bit bigger, and then another small one maybe, and then a little bit bigger. And as it would build on up the road, it would work. But I can tell you right now, I'm not going to have enough room. My restaurant that I had tried before was 11 by 7, so I wouldn't even have room to put it in here at all. That's why one of the ways that you can test this stuff is to just go in here, and you want to have just a little bit of room in between them. So we might put 1 and 2 between, and then just again conceptualizing what you're going to need. And then you need you can just keep building this, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and so that would be the next one. And so we might do like this, just for layout. I'm just doing a quick eyeballing the layout kind of thing. And then you've got you want one here, and that's going to have to turn on the road. So that fit really well. That was nice. We'll just put 1, 2 here. And this will give us an idea about where and what kind of shops we can do. This leaves that little alleyway and everything between them. Or, you know, whatever you want to call it. It leaves a walk area. If you want to level the ground, you can level the ground, or whatever. So I'm just going to conceptualize, put out a couple of these, and see where it goes. We may have to change the road a little bit. 1, 2. I've got several that are, well, that's good. It's 7. That looks like the road might fit. Yeah, that's going to be great for that. So I can put a larger shop there. Yeah, that's going to work. So that's kind of how I'm going to be conceptualizing a lot of this. And I promised I was going to shut up, and I went ahead and did some more stuff. Anyway, that's all for this video, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm going to go ahead and lay out this. I really like that idea that I just did, to be able to get my spacing, and I'll know what kind of a building I can put in there. Yeah, that's going to work well. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click the button. Bye now.